The mind is a crazy thing. The mind is crazy. It's literally insane. It's amazing how strong this ego identity is. There's countless egoic identities in here, and they all kind of blend together. They inform each other in different ways, and so I'm sure all of that, you know, forms the broader version of ego, this imagined self that has all of these imaginary aspects, essentially. And you know, the self does have many aspects, and ego is one of them. So it's not like words are fucking hard this morning. Words are fucking hard. They feel so dense. They feel so slow and sluggish. It's like they're so heavy. They're so inadequate. They're so slow and clunky. And there's all this excess, this overcomplication. Wow, I like that. Let's not complify things. Oh. Overcomplication. I can't even speak. I just can't this morning. They feel so complicated. It all feels so unnecessary. It's like all this for show, kind of trying to keep up some appearance of something. Let me, you know, platitudes. Let me make sure that I say this right. It's wanting to say things right. No, I don't. That's not me. That's ego wants to say things right because it thinks it can say something wrong. So it's trying, and it's all of this trying and this effort when all I want to say is, I just want to be with you. Like that's. It is that simple. It is so simple. What I feel and what I desire in this moment and what I want to express, because I want to express what's authentically there, is so simple. And I want to just say it unfiltered. Nothing, none of this extra fluff added of how do I phrase it? Where do I place it? What other things do I include? No, it's just, I miss you and I want to be in your presence. It's that simple. That's my desire. That's my expression of the desire. That's all I want. That's all I got. Ego has been just, this morning especially, it's all of this trying. All of this trying. There's a whole identity that is based around having experienced transactional relationships, and it keeps trying to come back and turn this into that and say, well, what am I giving to you? I better make sure that I'm giving something. I better make sure that I am this, this, and this, so that you know that I care. It's so fucking tricky. No. If I'm doing anything that is for you, to convince you of something, that's ego. That's not soul. That's transactional. That's manipulation. There's no for you. The energy is wonky there then. If I'm not doing it for me because it feels good to me, then I don't want to do it. and it's such a challenge to even express this right now. I want to throw all the bullshit out the window. All of this fluff, this superfluous, superficial, surface level appearance. I do what I do because it feels good. And I want to do it because it feels good. And anything that doesn't feel good to me is not something that I want to do. So why would I pretend? And why would I want anybody else to do? This is not going to make any fucking sense. Why would I want anybody else to do something? I don't want anyone else to do something they don't want to do, and it doesn't hurt my feelings for them not to want to do it. I love that, actually. I want you to do what pleases you, and to honor if something doesn't please you, not do that thing. Don't do that thing. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. I don't want you to do the thing that you're doing for me. I want you to be real. I want you to be yourself. I want you to please yourself. That delights me. That delights me. For you to please yourself, for you to stand up and say, I don't want to do this. Yes, that feels good. It feels good to witness that. It feels empowering. It feels delicious. I applaud genuinely. That excites me. That actually feels good to me. For you to say that. To say, I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to. Or I want to do this and I'm doing it for me. Because it feels good to me. It feels good to me to love you, to express this, to do whatever this is. I do it for me. I do it because it pleases me, because it delights me. That feels good. I like the way that feels. I want that. I want to honor that in other and myself. And if there's something that doesn't feel good, it actually feels as good to me to witness the standing up and saying, this doesn't please me. I don't want to do this. That actually feels good. I appreciate genuinely that. I take great satisfaction in that. For someone to say, I don't want to try to convince you. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying. This is not transactional. This is free. I'm not doing this for you. I'm not expecting anything from you. I'm not trying to achieve anything. I want to be. I want to be myself and please myself. I love that. That just inspires delight within me, appreciation, admiration, adoration, all of those things. I love that. And I feel that in myself too. I just want to be me. I don't want to try to please anyone. I don't want to try to convince anyone of anything. I don't want to do anything for anyone. I want to do it for me because it feels good, because I am selfishly satisfying me. And if I do something that doesn't feel good and I realize I'm doing something that's not for me, I'm doing something out of this old pattern of behavior, ego-driven, fear-driven, control-driven, I want to stand up within myself and in front of the room and say, this isn't me. This behavior is not me. And it doesn't feel good, and I don't desire to engage in this behavior any further than this moment. There was perhaps a moment where I lost myself to ego and what it was that I thought I wanted because of re-identification with this old identity. That's not me. I am not here to please anyone. I'm here to please myself. I'm not here to convince anyone to like me or love me or want me or anything. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'm not here to try. I am here to just be and to be myself, selfishly. And this is me doing that. Standing up and saying, I don't want to add all of this extra bullshit. Here's how I feel. I want to just express in this moment the way that I feel. That's it. Nothing else. I want to just lay here naked and and not move, basically. I'm not going to do anything for you that doesn't feel good to me, that isn't actually for me in the first place. That's how I align my energy. That's how I act. That's how I behave. That's how I follow myself. That's how I honor myself. Oh. And in this moment, I'm honoring myself because I want to stop this video and respond to a text message from the person I'm in love with. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to carry on this video because I feel like I need to keep up some appearance. I'm going to stop right now and do the thing that I want to do, which is see this person. God bless it. Okay, I might sandwich this together with the last video just because, but a little further musing, a little further contemplating on how the mind will tell you that you don't want something when what it's actually saying is you're not allowed to want that thing. It's trying to convince you that you don't want what you do want because it doesn't feel like your desire is safe. And first of all, that's not you. That's not you. That's the mind. Your soul, yourself, knows your desire is righteous and it is assured. It is safe. Your desire is safe. It's safe to have that desire. It's safe to feel that desire. All of it. You're safe in it. It is assured. In every way that can be interpreted. But the mind doesn't get it. The mind doesn't understand how pure desire works because to the mind everything is transactional. Everything is based on some sort of outcome or result. What is the result of this? It thinks the result is what you want. The result is not what you care about. Your desire is pure. It has no ulterior motive. The mind thinks your desire must have some ulterior motive. It must be trying to achieve something. It doesn't, and it isn't. That's not how desire works. You want it, whatever it is, you want because it feels good. That's it. You want it because it feels good. You want it because you do. Because you want it. I just want it. It feels good. That feels good to me. So I want it. It is that simple. It's not trying to achieve anything. It is the recognition of good feeling, of pleasurable sensation, and then the desire of it. And when we admit that, when we can look at our desire in that clear, pure light, that the mind is questioning, and we say to the mind, no, I just want this. I want it because I want it. I want it because it feels good. That's it. When we allow that, it actually feels good to want it. Because that's there too. It feels good to desire. So I desire to desire also because that feels good to me. This is how it works. This is how perpetual creation and the endless joyful journey takes place. Continuous desiring of something because it feels good and enjoying that desire, feeling good in it. You see how it wraps around and around and around? It's perpetual motion. And our only work ever is to feel ourselves into that place of safety in having our desire. That place of owning our desire fully, saying, this is what I want. Let me be really real and really clear with myself. What is it that feels good to me? What is it that I desire? I want this. This is what I want. That's it. And then standing in that place of desiring and feeling how good it feels, how empowering and delicious it is to own, to admit to fully your desire, to hold it in clear view, to feel it all the way and give it permission, because in your admission, you are giving it permission. This is the way that it feels to me. When you are fully actually admitting to the desire and saying to the mind, this is what feels good, and it just does, it just is, and I want it, and I don't care to explain it. There is no explanation. It doesn't need one. It feels good. And what feels good is good for me, because that's a piece of it too. It's good for you to feel good. The brain will say things like your desire, again, it will tell you don't actually want it because it's not safe. It'll say things like it's dangerous, it's unhealthy, it's unrealistic. All of these words it will use to try to stand in the way of your desire and incite fear in you, and therefore convince you that it's not something you actually want, because now you're feeling afraid. None of that is guidance. All of it is sitting on top of your guidance system. It's all the mind, confused, again, not getting it because it's a thinking tool, not a feeling one. It doesn't understand that the feeling journey is everything. So it'll try to convince you that you don't want something because it feels scary, because the mind feels afraid of it. And it only feels afraid of it because it doesn't believe in it, because it doesn't trust it, because it's disallowing that desire. It's telling you your desire is not safe. And it'll use all of those words again. All of those words that mean not safe. Wrong, inappropriate, dangerous, unhealthy, unrealistic, whatever word. It's all stemming from this feeling of fear. It's not safe to want this much, this big, this powerfully. But you do. You do. You do. You want that much. You want that big. You want that. That thing that the mind says is unhealthy or wrong. You want it. So just admit to wanting it. Let yourself want it. Acknowledge it. Admit it fully. Say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the brain piles on top of it. I don't stop wanting this thing just because the mind is railing against it. It doesn't stop me from wanting this. I want it. I want it so bad. And then just in fully admitting what it is that you want, feel how good that feels to admit to your desire. And just give it permission to be that, to be pure wanting within you. And knowing that you're allowed, you are right to want. Your wanting is safe. It feels good, so do what feels good. You have the power to do what feels good to you. Wanting feels good, so fucking want. And express it. Express that desire, again, for the pleasure of it. I want to express this because it feels good. That's it. I do what I want. I do what I want to do because it feels good to me. That's it. Keep doing that. It's so simple. It is so simple. The soul is innocent and childlike in its wanting, and that's the way it's intended to be. That's the way that this works. I want this. I ask for it. I receive it. That's it. There's no justification. There's no explaining. There's no figuring out. There's none of that stuff. It is, I feel a desire. I express that desire. I receive the fulfillment of that desire. All of it feels good to me all along the way because I'm not stepping in front of myself. I'm not cutting myself off at any point. I'm not pulling against myself. I am flowing fully with me, as me, my own energy. I see what I want. I say what I want. I ask for what I want. I enjoy all of it. I enjoy the asking. I enjoy the desiring. And I certainly enjoy the receiving. All of it feels fucking good because it's intended to. And what feels good is good for me, is healthy, is the most practical, realistic, possible, whatever thing. The mind has it totally backwards. Totally, completely backwards. It's astounding. But we're learning this now. We're learning how to feel pure desire and just express it and ask for it. If you want a hug, ask for a hug. If you want to see someone, ask to see them or go see them. And just do it without thinking, without questioning, without caring. Do it because you want to. That's what it means to follow your heart. Following your heart is following your desire. I mean, it's been stated in every which way. Follow your bliss, Joseph Campbell. Do the next best feeling thing. That's what Abraham Hicks talks about. It's all this. This. Want something. Delight in the wanting of the thing. There's no questioning. No questioning necessary. There is no ulterior motive to your desire. Let it be so. Let yourself simply want. And then express, and then ask. And then receive again and again and again. I had a desire to articulate this in some form or fashion, and I'm not overthinking it. Whatever words I said were the right words. I feel fulfilled for having followed my desire. It's not about an outcome. It's not about what it even looks like. It's about expressing, being in the moment. That is the embodiment and expression of authentic self. Our soul is so, that which we are, is so innocent and pure. And so clear. It just points and goes, ooh. And then it goes over there. Ooh, I like that. Goes over there. That's it. Experiences that. There's no, there's nothing in between. And then it's over there and goes, ooh, over there. And it goes and has that. This is what our life experience is intended to be. This is what we're practicing into. So our only work ever is in desiring and lining up with that desire. Letting it be the only thing there. Letting the desire feel good to us. In whatever way possible, any way that we can find to float around ego, to flow around the mind, and recognize and fully bring into conscious awareness, this is my desire. This is what I want. This is what I want. Just keep saying, this is what I want. This is what I want. This. Focus on that. Feel it. Feel what it feels like to want. How delicious it is. And acknowledge you want it because it feels good. And it feels good to want it. So you always win. That's it.